Ethelmar wants you to hold on to the button. I would have you hold on to the lily button. You'll need it to continue your investigation. While it isn't standard procedure to entrust key evidence to individuals, you have proven yourself reliable and resourceful in this matter. I see no reason why you shouldn't carry on your work. If I might make a suggestion, you may wish to take the button to Gridania and have it examined by Mune. Mayhaps someone in her vast network of contacts can shed light upon its sigil. Good evening to you, Tolucc. By your grim expression, I suspect you aren't here for scones and herb tea. Well, isn't this a lovely little button? The engraving is quite exquisite. Artisan level quality, I would say. Where did you say you found this? On a dead body? Lovely. Anyway, I'm afraid I don't recognize the lily sigil. You'll have to find the answer the old-fashioned way, by asking around. You could do worse than beginning with Bernadette over by the Aetherite Plaza. She has a sharp pair of eyes, that one. Need help tracking down the owner of a button? That's certainly not a request I receive on a regular basis. Well, go on then. Show me what you have. Seems to be some manner of decorative button, reminiscent of those worn by the families of old, though I cannot claim to know its sigil. However, I can say with certainty that the white lily is a recurring theme in the Gridanian culture. Alas, I do not know who would make a personal sigil of it. If there is a soul in Gridania who does, it would be Sigwild, over at the Lancers Guild. The woman makes a point of knowing all the citizens on a forename basis. Bernadette believes that I can help you? Well, that is a rather bold assumption to make. I will try to assist, never you fear, but whether aught comes of it is another matter. Now, then what do you require of me? Fascinating. Work of this quality is rarely seen in the hands of ordinary Gridanians. The owner of this button is most certainly well-to-do. You may wish to take your search to Gentry's Ward, northwest of here. Wait, a memory comes to me. Of late, there's been a man who is perpetually seated at the bench by the ward's entrance. His name is Ernestell, and I distinctly recall seeing a markingly similar button upon the breast of his jacket. I dare say he can tell you a thing or two about it. I do not believe we are acquainted. Pray, lead me to my thoughts. The sigil of the Dark Cantor's family. How is it that you came to be in possession of this button? From the body of a murdered woman? Her face. Was it marred in any way? I had feared as much. I can no longer feign ignorance. I shall reveal to you the truth of the deaths. But on one condition, you promise to put an end to my lady's madness and free her from her torment. Ursendel has a confession to make regarding the mysterious murders. was once a manservant in the employ of one of the oldest and proudest families of Gridania, the Dark Contours. During that time, I had the honor of waiting upon Lady Amadine, mistress of the household. Fair as summer was she, and possessed of a heart befitting her radiance. Alas, the calamity wrought a great change in her. Though my lady escaped with her life, death may have been a kinder fate. Never will I forget the day her bandages were removed, and she beheld her disfigured face for the first time. At that moment, the kindly woman I knew ceased to be. Unable to bear the thought of being seen, my lady sequestered herself within her chambers and refused all company. This continued for many uneasy moons, until one day, without warning, she began receiving queer guests. None among us knew whence they came, these masked men, but my lady believed that they would help her regain that which she had lost. So began the rites of rejuvenation. These rituals seemed innocent enough in the beginning, but grew ever more grotesque as time went by. Eventually, there came a day when my lady bound one of her handmaids to her bed and proceeded to mutilate the poor girl's face. Suffice it to say, she did not survive the ordeal. It fell to me to dispose of her body. I performed the dreadful task I was bade, obedient servant that I was, but when the time came to return to the house, my legs refused to move. I knew then that I could not go back to that place, not after the nightmare I had witnessed. So it was left that I left Hawk Manor, my home for nigh on half a century. Long did I weep for the girl who was slain, and longer still for the woman that Lady Ameldine had been. Yet one cannot weep forever, and I endeavored to put the matter behind me. Indeed, I had resolved never to speak of my experience until you appeared before me. My lady's madness must be ended, lest more innocent lives will be lost. Lay her tormented soul to rest, as you swore to me you would. She awaits you at Hawk Manor, on the western edge of the Central Shroud. Go now and do what must be done. Darkness has taken root within these halls, sprung from the most unlikely of seeds. One cannot help but admire the irrepressible spirit that quickened it to life. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, adventurer. You are every bit as intriguing as our master gave us to believe. It is no ordinary mortal who can acquire one crystal of light, much less 3. The crystals make you strong, and it is to that strength that the light is drawn. Heidelin chose well. A pity that your existence is irreconcilable with our own. We cannot well allow you to continue upon your present course. Alas, we came here not to play, but to take the measure of your strength for Master La Habrea. That task is now accomplished. We take our leave of you. Fare you well, bringer of light. You are returned. What sights awaited you within the manor? What has become of Lady Amadine? You must tell me all. So, she went so far as to consort with devils. Would that I could have done more to prevent her fall. May she finally find peace in the beyond. I know not whether the masked men you encountered are the same pair that first led my lady astray, but it is plain that they are of the same vile hood. Should the chance ever present itself, promise me that you will visit upon them tenfold the woe that they have brought upon others. But who am I to speak of punishment? By my silence I allowed I know not how many innocent young women to die in unspeakable circumstances. It matters not wherefore. Through misplaced loyalty, cowardice, or both, I am an arbiter to the gross crime. I will surrender myself to the authorities and accept whatever punishment they deem just. I only pray that the gods will have mercy on my soul. Welcome back, Tolucc. Full glad I am to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn in the Twelveswood? Two of La Habrea's minions, and they sought to measure your strength by their own admission? The devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then. The Esseans have begun to move in earnest. Would that we know to what end. Yet I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that the Siwi signs are too few to protect the realm against the threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of the elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Ascians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you're ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Amphilia is waiting to brief you and your fellow Scions on a new development.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlvip hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The Echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send her to Limsa Lominsa without Y'shtola. Can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. And all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies. Tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Ariange, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Hail, adventurer, and welcome to Maelstrom Capital. If you wish to know more about enlisting, speak with the personnel officer. Unless you are the guest we were told to expect? Forgive me, madam. To business, then. It is as we told the antecedent. The kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Omgomoro. Our scouts subsequently confirmed the object of their aggression. Crystals. Fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Word has spread of your accomplishments, Tolucc. On behalf of Limsa Laminsa, I thank you for heeding our call. Forget the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address Tolucc personally. We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Sahing and kobolds plagued our people, nor is this the first time we've had to address the primal threat. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was to the company of heroes we turned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to the other brave souls blessed within the strength to face this foe. So it is that we turn now to the signs of the seventh dawn, confident in the belief that you are Limsa's best hope. I hope you are right, yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unprovoked aggression. Did not the Tolucc make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep their own lands, and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Limsins who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we then condemn the beastmen for defending their homes? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown. I would advise you to choose your words with greater care, Lady Y'shtola. Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it. And the wrong is mine. Freely I do claim it. Yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath. Or would you have us fall upon our swords? My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa's citizenry are, of course, of paramount concern. Already, we are observed disruptions in the flow of aether further inland. The effects will be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. Can I count on your help, Tolucc? You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings. That the kobolds should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation. This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict before we meet Titan. In the field, however, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe, and I can think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before. The company of heroes are but no more, but several of its former members still live. It is said that one of them is employed at the Grey Fleet Mills in Lower Lenosia. Quite why a mercenary should choose to become a miller, I do not know. When you find him, mayhap you could ask him for me. I, meanwhile, shall seek his fellows. Lay down your burden, son, come drain a pint with me. We'll have a grand old time, find ye a lass of 3. You gonna say something, Venture, or just keep staring? You wanna know about the Company of Heroes? Ah, hells. Price of bleeding fame. Can a miller mill in peace no more? Still, seeing as you've come all this way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to oblige you. Consider yourself lucky, lass. Old Tractum was the company's best axeman. Now, what was it you wanted to know? Tractum is eager to regale you with stories of his glory days. So, you want to hear the tale about the Company of Heroes bested a primal, do you? Let me guess. You mean that bastard Titus, eh? Oh, if only he'd been there to see it. 'Twas a mighty struggle, like the legends of old. Me and the boys fought him for 3 days and nights, we did. The ground trembled with every step Titus took, and when he hit you, girl, it felt like a cannonball to the gut. Ah, just like that. Oi, what's that look for? I'm a goddamn hero, I'll have you know. The people around here sing me praises. Don't tell me you only care about learning the secret tactics we used to beat old Titus. Well, too bad, because now I'm not feeling charitable. If you're so damn desperate, why don't you do me a favor and kill those rats that have made a nest by the windmill just south of here? Aye, do that, then we'll talk. There. So the beasties are dead, are they? Nice work, Venture. Save me the hassle of, never mind. Tractum appears to be ignoring you. What? You still asking about how we beat Titus? I don't know, Venture. It was a pretty risky strategy. The kind only a veteran of 10 score battles could rely upon. I want to teach you, I truly do. But unless you prove you what have it takes to face that fast bastard, I can't in good conscience tell you a damn thing. At the very least, you need to be capable of saying, say, a good boo. Come to think of it, that ain't a bad idea. Them creatures have a taste for the flour milled here, so you ought to have no trouble finding one in the vicinity. Of course, I ain't asking you to cut one down quick as a skilled axeman like myself. Any road, why don't you try heading due west and stand and look out in case a gurubu comes hauling. Slaying, I might consider telling you more about old Titus. You again? Then that goobu that was harassing the millers is dead? Didn't think you had it in you, Venture. Still, you took forever and a day to get the job done. Still not sure if I should tell you our secrets. Tractum remains unconvinced of your readiness to defeat the dread primal Titus. So, as I was saying, I still don't know if you got it what it takes to face Titus. Maybe if you slew a... Tractum! You in here drinking again? If you are, that goobu had better be dead. Oh, it's dead, Chief. Yeah, my word on that. Cleave the bastard's skull in two with me trusty axe I did. Is that a fact? And what will your friend here say if I ask her? She'll vouch for me, of course. Ain't that right, friend? Tell me true. Was it Tractum who slew that Gubu, or was it you? Chief, what are you saying? It's me, Tractum, the finest axeman ever to serve in the company of heroes, the legendary mercenaries who slew that bastard Titus. Titus? Titus? Who in the seven hells is Titus? Some primal you fought in a drink-sodden dream? The company heroes slew Titan, you bloody half-wit. Well, see, Titus was what me and the lads used to call him. That's the biggest load of Shanghai shite I've ever heard. Both you, outsider, we'll learn the truth of the Laminton way. Tractum, if you didn't slay that Gubu, you may consider your contract revoked. All right, I'll admit it. I lied about being in the company of heroes, but I'm begging you, Chief, please don't dismiss me. I've learned me lesson, honest I have. Save your blubbering Tractum. Gods, I should have known. Mercy, please. I didn't want to deceive you, I swear. It's just that I kept getting turned away by all the folk I asked for work, and I panicked. See, the last job I had was at Costa del Sol, and there was this grizzled marauder everyone treated like royalty. And when I heard he was a captain in the company of heroes, I finally understood why. I wasn't being serious when I said I was one of them, but you went and believed me, so look, his name was Weisscat, alright? Weisscat. He'll tell you how to defeat Titus or whatever the hell's that thing name is. That's what you wanted, ain't it? So come on then, tell the chief to forgive me, it's only fair. Pardon? You wish to say the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsa Laminsa are depending upon us. You fancy yourselves heroes? Then, just like in the tales? Be not so quick to judge. Long have I abhorred for the well-being of you and yours, and my associate here has battled in Efrit's hellfire and lived. She is blessed with the power that protects her from primal influence. Thus she was able to lay low the Lord of the Inferno. We know full well the risks, and have taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge of how to enter Titan's lair. Pray, be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A woman who can't be tempered. Useful, but it'll not be enough. It is true that the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory was bought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. We defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. Even if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you'll succeed. Believe what you will, we mean to try. Though our lives be forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. You are passionate, I'll grant you that, and you deserve better than the greeting I gave you, but I'll not send you into Ugumoro on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurances that you are more than common adventurers. I oversee security for Master Gigaru's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Ye gods, men! Have you heard nothing I have said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you are welcome to find your own way into Ogumora. Though it pains me to admit, I fear we have no choice but to acquiesce the man's demands. Yet, much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake this task alone. I will use this time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to others, are we? Very well. Pray, do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa Lominsa hangs in the balance. Wisecat would first like to verify that you are not a complete fraud. Master Gegaru's requests can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you to the true task, I would like to verify that this won't be a waste of my time. A Nyx has recently been prowling to the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large, slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is cunning, but you should have no difficulty luring it out with the herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me a leg as proof of the kill. Well, did you deal with the Nyx? Lest you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not too long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served in the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he didn't. Anyway, now that that pointless busywork is finished, I shall give you a challenge as befits your talents. Wisecat has an important mission for you. Two highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Gegaru wishes to welcome them with an eloquent banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Gegaru desires can be so easily purchased. That is to be an extremely exotic feast, and so, Tolucc, your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients for a chef requires. Naturally, such fine dining must be accompanied with a suitable wine, and by suitable, I mean the very best there is. That, however, can wait for the time being, as I believe you have enough on your plate as it is. It'll be a long, arduous journey, but you need not toil alone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they'll guide you in your quest. For the first ingredient, I'd have you travel to the South Shroud and speak with Landorel at Camp Tranquil. What? Do you mean to tell me that you can't afford to waste your time as your associate did? Adventure. If you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. Do you require assistance, adventurer? So, this is the one who would challenge Titan. I've been expecting you, Tolucc. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant adamantoise. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the end. Will I help you get it? You amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. Landonell needs to explain a few things to you. Let me be clear. This business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them, it was all jolly good fun. Alas, Gridanians are, by and large, an unforgiving lot. Dito here has been a rare exception. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen, with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, all those other activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by wagging your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heavens pillar. Well, what are you waiting for? There's a perfectly good adamantoise egg in the nest to the east just here, just ripe for the taking. Not that I expect you to live long enough to claim it. The mother never strays far from the child, and you will surely be attacked the moment you lay hands upon the egg. There will be other heroes, Tolucc. You do not need to challenge Titan. Abandon your quest, or your corpse will rot in this swamp. I thought you might have the good sense to leave this place. By your continued presence, I take it you intend to preserve till the bitter end? Such bravery, such recklessness. That'll serve you well against Titan. Leave the egg with me. I'll see that it gets to the captain. You should make haste to southern Thanalan. In Forgotten Springs, you'll find a man named Udo Nun. He'll be your next guide. Safe travels, Tolucc. State your business, adventurer. So this is the one wise cat sends me. I haven't the foggiest what he sees in you, and until I do, you will receive no aid from me. Udo Nun wants you to hunt the most dangerous game. Persistent bugger. Very well, let's have a look at you. You've seen your share of battle, there's no mistaking that, and you did manage to obtain that adamantoise egg. However, that was not more than a display of brute force and blind courage. The nun I once fought also believed that his strength would save him. He was wrong, and now I'm none. Many years ago, I joined the company of heroes to hone my skills, instead of challenging my predecessor before I was ready. Even when I was young, I understood my victory goes to the patient, the cunning, the pragmatic. That is why I claim my position, and it is why I still hold it. And it is why I will not help an unproven whelp. The children of the sands do not offer aid to the strangers. To do so is a sign of weakness. However, if you were recognized as a skilled hunter in your own right, it would be permissible to assist you. Across the desert to the east lies an Amalja encampment. There dwells a warrior renowned for both his strength and his guile. To even face this Amalja in battle, you must first find a way to lure him away from the encampment. This will be your test, to draw out and defeat the veteran. For this, I'll offer you no advice, only this worn spear. Why, you ask? You will have to solve that riddle yourself. Now go, slay this old warrior and bring me his necklace. Tell me, adventurer, is our old nemesis dead? Tis a fine necklace, as befits a veteran of countless battles. It'll make an excellent trophy. The spear? It belonged to one of his brothers. I know when he spied it from the afar, he would be unable to resist venturing outside the encampment to see for himself. Did you discern my intent, or was it dumb luck? I wonder. Either way, you impress me, adventurer. I shall tell you of the ingredient you seek. Wood Nun is finally willing to tell you of the ingredient you seek. A shame we did not meet when I was still with a company of heroes. You would have made a fine recruit. No point dwelling on what cannot be. You have a well-wicked worm to hunt. Sandworms slither brazenly across the desert dunes, but well-wicked worms are few far in numbers. Rarity breeds demand, and so their meat is highly prized as a delicacy. The only way to catch your quarry is to entice it with something it cannot resist. These worms prey on smaller creatures of the Segoli. A freshly slaughtered angler carcass would be my choice of bait. There's an area teeming with anglers to the east. I'll mark it upon your map, along with the location of where well-worked worms are most frequently sighted. But be warned, the blood will drive the worm into a feeding frenzy. If you're skilled at lacking, it'll devour you as well. You look well. Have you caught your quarry then? Your skills as a hunter rival those of our best. I applaud your success, Tolucc. The meat will need be heavily smoked before I ship it to Wisecap. Worry not, you have my word that he will receive it in time for the banquet. You must be eager to obtain the third ingredient. I regret to say that I know not of its location. For the nonce, you should return to Costa del Sol and seek Wisecap's counsel. Ah, but hold a moment. Since you'll be meeting the captain again soon, there's something I'd like you to deliver him for me.